Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good morning or good afternoon. Today I would like to talk about the word quality control. Quality control. First, what is the meaning of quality control? And then I will also make another presentation on quality control in construction and quality control in concrete, because I hear a lot of engineers say, I would like to become quality control. Now, the concept of quality control is ensuring the quality of any product to specific specifications, but it is really much more confusing than that. If we produce, for example, steel, usually when you make steel for construction, the steel has 3 basic strengths, and one is called A36, which is the minimum amount of steel strength you get, which we are using for construction. And then there are much higher strength steels and even higher strength steels. Now, in order for you to make the normal steel, you don't have to add too much other additives to make it a higher strength steel. But if you are going to make a specifically high level steel, then you start to adding specific minerals into the mix to make it stronger. One thing that I was shocked with is, as a civil engineer, and most of us would love the word stainless steel. So if you say stainless steel, we automatically assume that it's a good quality steel and it doesn't rust. So you can see we have a lot of stainless steel in the market, with utensils in the kitchen, to stainless steel we use for a lot of uses. Now, when I was working with stainless steel manufacturing, because I was importing stainless steel, I was shocked, because stainless steel is a product which they used to make in the factory, and they made a lot of qualities, stainless steel, and then after they finish making all the stainless steel, then they classify the stainless steel. So if stainless steel is of the weakest or least resistance, they call it 304. If it is a little bit higher resistance, they call it 316. If it is non-magnetic, they call it I think 421 or 621. So what I found out is that we think quality control is making a quality something in a big industry like steel. They were actually making something, then classifying it. And this is why when we were talking to those manufacturers and telling them we want, for example, 321, which is non-magnetic or something, they will say, okay, but we don't know how much we can make for you, because they will first make the steel and then they will classify the steel. Again, I took another course one time in MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where they were making steel piping, especially the edge, the corner pipe in an industry. You know, here in Saudi Arabia, we have a lot of oil industry. So oil industry needs a lot of pipes in the industry, especially in the manufacturers. Those pipes will corrode and will deteriorate. But the one that really deteriorates much more is the corner one, the one which is just sitting on the corner, because the liquid's going like this and like this. And I found out that, again, this is a very, very, very complex quality control issue. And the way they deal with this quality control is by testing the resistance of that type of steel that they manufacture, which they don't know all the time exactly what it will be, testing it to see how well it will resist the operation that's in it. And I was shocked also to know that some of those pipes need to be changed every 6 months or 1 year or 3 months and so on, depending on the harshness of the product. So quality control is a very complicated issue, and somehow many people take the word lightly. Now, when we talk about quality control in construction, then we have the word construction means building a structure, and hopefully the structure will survive for a long duration or a predefined duration. And when using this definition, everything in this project must be capable to survive to a long duration. Now, when I came back from the United States and I was started to teach at King Fahd University in the 1980, I went to an office, and in that office I had an ashtray. At that time cigarettes were not as hated as today, and I had a garbage disposal, and I had a desk. I was looking at the price of the ashtray and the price of the garbage disposal and the price of the desk. I found out that the ashtray was 400 riyals. It's made of very, I don't know, it's aluminum or what, and it was maybe 1 kilo, 2 kilo weight. The ashtray also was quite expensive, maybe 200-300 riyals, and it was very heavy. And my desk was solid wood and very thick and all this, and I said, and it had a rubber on top of it, which is also, it looks like a very, very high quality rubber. And I thought at that time, what waste of money. Why are they doing this? Now, I used that office for more than 30 years. The ashtray is still the ashtray. The garbage disposal is still the garbage disposal. The desk is still as good as it was before. So you can see this is quality control. So quality control means for construction is how much does a project cost you over time, not only how much does it cost you, at the initial stage of the construction. So it's quality control is a complicated issue, and it has a lot of details depending on what quality you are talking about. Now, if you look at manufacturers, for example, quality control in manufacturing, when they produce 100 items, they check 1 item. So that's a 1% quality control, and that is a good thing. But there are brands, this is why sometimes you buy shirts with a high brand. There are brands which will check every item. That is 100% quality control. And this is why some of the brands are much more expensive. So if you are buying from a brand, maybe the manufacturer will make 1,000 shirts, and the brand will accept maybe 200 or 300 or 400, and he will destroy the rest. Why? Because he has very, very strict quality control. So quality control, as I said, is a complex issue, and I will try to talk about quality control for civil engineers in construction, and what does quality control mean for civil engineers working with concrete, because basically we are civil engineers and we care about this. And I'm very happy that I meet every day people who says I would like to take the quality control. I have a course or a certification called Quality Control Manager. And it's interesting, it has some things in it, and it's especially for civil engineers. Now, quality control in the world in general is somehow linked to the ASTM, which is called the American Standard for Testing Material. So this is why, for example, the ACI is using ASTM, because everybody in the world is using ASTM. I mean, there is an ASTM for this color, and the ASTM for this color, ASTM for this color, ASTM for this paper, ASTM for this plastic, ASTM for everything in the world has an ASTM. So if you are a manufacturer or you want to work with anything and you want to sell your product or define your product, usually you define it in association with some kind of document that is available in the ASTM data bank. And the ASTM data bank is beyond anybody's expectation. It's really huge. Thank you very much for listening.